All right, I might try to get some sleep. These are the dreams from December 17th. Oh man, I still have so many to go. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugh. Some of these are long. This one isn't as long as the... Okay, this one's got a little bit of meat to it. This one's 15 bullet points. So this one's from, I think, like a month or two into the... this one is after we're married. Turns out Lindsay is very creative in gifts. Okay, and then... Okay, the next bullet point is the weirdest thing happened. First of all, I was so happy with her creativity with a gift that I had a dream about it. And so that is awesome, that the thing she's inspired to give, you know, and again, I'm not saying that she has to choose me as her future husband. I'm just reporting what I'm seeing in my dreams. God is responsible for my happiness and me finding a soulmate. It was just awesome that she's so creative. There was so much elation. So creative. There was so much elation. I got a dream about it now from post-marriage. Which is great because, you know, God's very pro-marriage and I want to be a one-woman man and have a family. Let's see. Someone, like a woman, and she was looking through the suitcase of radios, and I was like, what are you doing in there? And she goes, exactly what I want to. And there were like 3 or 4 walkies in this case, and I don't know if they need to be removed or modified or how she even got in there. It doesn't feel Lindsay related, but it might have. Okay, and then, so when I came back to it, my gift of discernment clicked a little bit more. So I think there are just multiple voices in our heads, and we often spend time trying to figure out which one to listen to, and the moral of the story is none. None of the voices in our head belong to us. They're all opponents trying to thwart our dreams and ambitions coming true. However, it's tricky because I learned this in therapy 20 years ago. Intuit's like feedback, but the problem is in our quest to refine what we're doing and have it be excellence, we become open to feedback. And eventually we have to be the arbiters of our life and close ourselves off to human voices, because that can be a real weakness for us. It's just an eraser. We played Dungeons and Dragons yesterday. So yeah, so someone, an evil force is messing with our, is messing with us by having us hear voices that are disagreeing and causing chaos and causing us not to move forward on things that we're trying to do. Okay, let's see. Next bullet point. In the distance, I saw a cop car, but it was like coming up this road south of Austin. I think it was on the other side. It was flashing. So I think it was like coming this way. So hopefully it wasn't because of me, but maybe when I'm on my way home. Yeah, I remember crossing one when I was on my way to get a haircut. I went to get a haircut and I went to get my car washed because I was like, if Lindsay Sterling's coming, and not that I've talked to her yet, I'm going off of what I've dreamed. I was like, if I'm going to meet Lindsay Sterling, in Christmas time, I should look my best, and my car should look clean. So I went to those things. There's not a lot of parking. I'm at work. The shelves are full. Okay, so the shelves are full. So I think my time at work is coming to an end, which would follow, because depending on if I get married, the situation will change. So I might be leaving my job, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Okay, so this is even more interesting than... Okay, so my phone is dying. This is even more interesting. In the distance, I see like a nuclear-like explosion. Now, what do I always tell people? Just like in World War II, everyone's praying, end the war, end the war, end the war, end the war. Apparently, churches were standing room only. There were so many people. And then everyone's like, how can this war ever end? It doesn't look like it'll ever end. And then nuclear bomb technology is developed, right? Boom. And the war is over. Okay, so I tell people that's what it's like working with heaven. So everything I did, I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and it looked like nothing, but I know to bother God, and I bothered him and bothered him and bothered him, and then I suddenly got the 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit. And so in this same fashion, God said, look to Christmas. And so even when Christmas came and went, and I was in a frustrated mood, because I was like, was I wrong? What's up? Da-da-da. And Rebecca and me both had a lot of dreams, and a lot of information came to us that like, keep going. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Like, who am I to step on God's toes if he's doing something in a magnificent way and I don't want to be pouty? That doesn't mean I want to be a fool, or anyone's fool for that matter. So I decided we'll go till New Year's, because at New Year's Day, it's not Christmas anymore, it's New Year's Day. So we'll keep going. And so this dream lines up with that, because Rebecca and I had a lot of dreams, and in one of my dreams, Lindsay's friend wants to see my phone with the angel background. And the only reason I was screen recording my phone with the angel background was to show the timer counting down to midnight. So that means her friend saw my phone, and I was like, oh, so this is going to be part of the story. So this all ties in together. So in the distance, I see a nuclear-like explosion, like the dust cloud, the mushroom cloud, the light. And the dust cloud that comes up was like God's fist. So that was interesting. And it was white cloud smoke, but God's fist. So the distance would be Austin. The distance is also time, because right now we're looking at 12, 13, 14 and a half hours till midnight. So we have a time duration and a distance duration. And in my other dream, I saw her landing in Austin. So all three of those things are lining up with right now. And also the ending to this story, right, is so big that they're supposed to I had a vision where they made a holiday out of it. And then according to Julie Green, it makes the news. Like, this whole story makes the news. It's a great, wonderful moment. Like, and no matter what she chooses, because if she chooses no, God will keep ramping up as someone else will be asked and offered to, be my future bride. We've already talked about who would be, but that's neither here nor there, because I'm not that guy. I'm focused on Lindsay. If Lindsay says no, then I will move forward. But I play for keeps. Okay. Next bullet point. I don't know what to make of this one. It was some guy tied up, orange vest, kind of looked like an umpire. So umpires say, like, when you're out and they're judgments. He was kind of moving with his shoulders back and forth playfully, but he was mad and a menace, and there was a conversation, and then suddenly there's a dig, and he just falls over and dies. Dig? I don't remember what happened. It wasn't a gunshot. Oh, something went zig. And he just falls over and dies. So I think like he short-circuited. So I don't know. He didn't seem upset about the fact that he was shot at and killed. Now, this is what I think is happening on Lindsay's end. I think there's a friend that has an interest in her, and he's kind of bitter that it's not playing out the way he wants. I'm getting a little bit of like wishy-washiness based on very little info. And I think he was frustrated and removed from the equation. I have a feeling God probably pressed upon him and he pushed God away. And so God's like, well, this is what's about to happen. I don't think he died. I think he just was like, shot down. I think he was shot down. There we go. That makes a lot of sense, because that'll be the conversation. Like, no, we're done. This one is really big. I had a flash, so I call them flashes. It's where I fall asleep real quick and I get a quick load of information. I have a flash of the Megan Fox scene in the second Transformer movie. I think it's Revenge of the Fallen. Dark Side of the Moon? Revenge of the Fallen? Anyways. I would look it up, but I'm uploading. And she says, I have my first video date and I'm so nervous. And then I wrote it down. I thought that's cute because we'll probably talk on video chat, so we'll see. And then I definitely feel something powerful here too. So the Holy Spirit was like, I'm like, okay. So it looks like this is definitely going to happen. Even right now, I can feel it around 10. Between 10, 12, and 10:30, I'm saying. Maybe 11 if they want to be snarky. Huh. Okay. Okay, and then the next bullet point. There is this box, like kind of like a ballot box or a coin offering at a church. And they're putting a pH strip in it and pushing it up and down, kind of like to mix it a little bit and see if it was right and ready. Okay, so a pH strip you put into a swimming pool to make sure the levels are correct. So what they're seeing me as is like this church institution, and this is like the offering box. Like they're testing the waters, they're testing the metal, they're testing the solidness of this coin I'm peddling. So they're going like, is this guy for real? Is this really on the up and up? Now, thankfully, there's like 3 months of videos of me claiming things, and hopefully a lot of them line up with events Lindsay's been through or her friends have been through, I should probably pray that her friends have had visions and messages from angels. That'd probably make it a lot easier, because Rebecca said I should pray about it, and I should really ask heaven to engage upon her friends, so the burden isn't just on her. Okay. So that makes sense. That was wise, right? You want your friends to be like, is this guy for real? Okay. So this moves away from her. So one of my bosses at work shows up. She's going to be one of my lieutenants. She has her gifts, and my other coworker, Lily, her gifts were multiplied by 7, so they could work like right off the bat running when we're able to get this thing going. And so I was in a bad mood. And so my dream, she shows up. I was talking to someone, and she like stepped out from behind something, like walked by me, and then like kind of vanished again, like waved at me and then vanished. And that happened at work. So that was really cool. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because my boss is one of my best friends, and she has a lot on her plate. She's married, she has a stepdaughter, and that's totally fine. But like, I think in the last year we've talked hardly at all, and I'm always the one to instigate. And so I was getting really bitter about it. And I was like, God, like I really want to keep working with her, but I feel neglected. And notice I'm talking to God. I'm not whining at her, because there are reasons that she's busy, and I'm okay with that. And so when I start to feel neglected, I go to God, because God can lay it all out for me, and it's not a bother for him, and he can make things very clear and easy to understand. So that happened. So I was like, cool. She's still okay with the gifts. Like, God's still running things, like things are still running smoothly, cool. And then one of my coworkers that I'm close with, Marissa, so this was interesting. She had her hands in different boxes where I work, and she put her hand in one and then looked at me. So I think she's operating with the powers now, because I know I give her gifts later. We saw that in a previous stream, and so now I think she's comfortable with them, and they're growing, and I think she's comfortable with God now too. And her station reaching for her gifts. Oh, so I think she's going to start working for me, because obviously if I give these people gifts and they grow quickly because they've known me, they trust me, they'll mature and reach for their gifts further, faster, better. If I know all these people that can heal and we start healing, there will definitely be funding to send them out into the world. And so that'll be awesome. Okay, so here's another, I think we're back at Lindsay. This is another third through the looking glass thing. I was sitting in bed and I was getting ready to put a sock on. And I was putting the sock on. I think this is two things happening at once. And then we go back and then we go, no, I was getting ready to. And then I realized I had a sock on and I put my foot up and there was another foot up. And it was like a mirror. And it wasn't my foot. And then I go, I don't know. Are Lindsay and I in the same place at the same time? Are you watching me? What was that? So she might be watching this video. Okay. I see a truck pulling in around the back. Taillights kind of like a sea, like under the sea? That makes sense. Got a Little Mermaid reference. Oh yeah, because I had a waking vision where all of a sudden I saw her. That's a long story, but basically I saw her in the corner of my room as a mermaid. So this is tying to that. There are three of the Disney movies that really made me who I am. One was Cinderella. Well, one was Dumbo. But that's a core memory I don't really share. One was Cinderella, because that taught me what a woman is and to treat your battles with endurance and patience. That was a wonderful way to treat your opponents, because you don't want to go fighting everyone, and that's a sophisticated way to endure. Okay, the other two that spoke to me as a young romantic, as a teenager, and it happened when I was at a real down time in my life. So it was a real gem of my history, was Aladdin and Little Mermaid. I saw them both. Wow, this is a really big tie-in. Oh, this made me cry. I saw Aladdin and The Little Mermaid on a Christmas so many years ago. I don't even know when Aladdin came out. And I felt a lot like Aladdin, how he was like, you know, hey, I'm a street rat, I got this. And then Ariel, I liked her character, her, cunning is the wrong word. Charisma, I liked her personality, I liked her. Softness, silliness, joyfulness, gentleness, kindness. That she sought more, that she saw the world with open eyes, that she looked for her prince, that she sought him out even to her detriment. You know, what's funny is Cinderella marries the prince, and so does Ariel, and then so does Jasmine. So I saw her as a mermaid, and then, so we have an under the sea, which I would say might be stretching it, but I said it looked like the sea. Okay, but the other thing is, I told my roommate, Dalton, and I healed Dalton's mom, so Dalton's very on board. He's seen me do a few things, and he's like, I don't quite get what's going on. And Dalton has gifts too. I gave him the gifts because he is on point. He said, I don't know what's going on, but I got you. Like, ride or die, let's go. And so he helped me decorate. He helped me go shopping for Christmas decorations. He helped me. I did this really cool design with Christmas lights in my bedroom. He helped me put that up in a way that didn't like destroy his roof. And so he spent hours and hours. He went and like fixed things when I was at work. He helped me clean the house. And so I was like, hey, if this happens, I'm not going to be in a state to drive because I'm going to be too excited or too tired or both, or just too like in another state of mind. Like I might be shaking. Will you drive? And he goes, yeah, but as he has a couple cars. He's like, we're going to take the truck. I was like, well, we can take the other car. He's like, no. If you're picking up a lady, we're going to take the truck. The truck is nice, Josh. I was like, hey, put your luggage in the back. He's like, yeah, we're going to take the truck. I'm like, all right, cool. So remember, this dream is from before that conversation happened, right? This is December 17th, because we only decided about the truck a week ago, like 10 days ago. I see a truck pulling in, and the Christmas lights. So the Christmas is still in play, and we're talking about the truck before we even decide to take his truck. Because I'm like, I don't know what the truck represents. Okay, next bullet point. It looked like so this is interesting. It looked like a clear, like a shower curtain material, and I saw light draped behind it. So like heaven was in play. I saw light draped around Dalton. I saw him still new to his gift, so he's still absorbing light. Oh, that's why they're dark, because their potential is really strong, because I've grown my gift so much before I gave it to him. Okay, anyways. There's like, there was all these pockets on this like shower curtain material. And it all had like Taco Bell seasoning, because instead of going to Taco Bell, which is expensive, we'll make tacos ourselves and just use the seasoning, because you can buy that. And I was like, 18 ways I could make tacos or something like that. And so Dalton was holding it, and she was there, and she was seeing Dalton hold it. And so I was like, yeah, so it like holds all your spices. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. And so anyway, I was telling this to Dalton. I had this dream where Lindsay was here, and you were holding open this curtain that held spices, and it was weird. It was like a shower curtain, but like, I think it's a real prophecy that's going to come true, because, like light was wrapped behind the curtain, light was wrapped around you, like light was like he was holding like a mantle, like a big bushy scarf made out of light. So I was like, this looks like a prophecy. And he goes, that's weird. And so we're eating dinner, 5 minutes goes by, and he looks at this wall and he goes, man, I could use a spice rack. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah, I could put a spice rack on that wall. Man, I could use a spice rack. And I was like, what? And he goes, well, I have all these spices, and I put them down because that cabinet on the ground is like the only cabinet I have. And I spent like 20 minutes looking for spices and looking for the one I want to use, and it would just save me a lot of time. And I went, oh my God. So the prophecy I had inspired this conversation where Lindsay Sterling buys you a spice rack for Christmas. And he goes, why would Lindsay Sterling buy me a spice rack for Christmas? And I go, well, being the gentleman I am, she's going to show up. It's going to be very last minute. She won't have bought you a gift. So what am I going to do as a gentleman? I'm going to buy gifts for you and for myself, and I'm going to pay for them myself, and I'm going to say these are from Lindsay. So Lindsay Sterling will have bought you and me Christmas gifts, so she can know that she contributed, because this gentleman, who's potentially her future husband, cares enough even potentially to do things full, like go the distance, even in prophetic hyperstates. And he's laughing. He's like, no matter what, that is really cool. That is really cool. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm like, go on Amazon, pick out whatever spice rack you want. I'll buy it. So there's a nice spice rack that is wrapped with the collection of presents that have not yet been opened, because I need to keep Christmas in play, because look to Christmas, and if Christmas is over, Christmas is not in play. So anyways, Lindsay Sterling has bought my roommate Dalton a spice rack for Christmas, but he can't have it until it's time to open it. I think my friends, so new bullet point, new people. One of my best friends in California, I consider him like a brother. I saw his first son and his first son's best friend being super powered Christians, so that's cool. Because I imagine once I start like healing people, everyone's going to want to join in on the joy. Okay, next bullet point. This one was weird. It was like I was laying in bed looking up at my job, and I think it means I can rest easy now. There's no more work to be done. I've had several dreams where I don't work at my current job anymore. So I think it's, if I had to be prophetic about it, I would say Lindsay and I are going to talk about it around 2 a.m. tonight. And the decision will be made that I'm not going to return to that job again, other than to say goodbye 2 weeks from now. Now, keep in mind, my job is not to push a future, but I have to be as attentive to my systems as possible, right? And I think with the new year, Rebecca and I's gifts are growing and growing and growing, because I've seen her running a social media channel that's the equivalent to like the United Nations. Like that's how much authority she has. I think we leave, I think we leave her at the base of operations in Texas, and then I think I travel around. I'll have to figure that out. Okay. Last one for this date. 4 people walking away at the job I do at work with these vests, and we've crossed over to the other side. So like, that's it. Oh, four people. Her, him, her, him. Yeah, there's 4 people I take at first, in the first wave. There's a couple more I take after. That's really cool. Okay, so those were all from... Wait, did I go too far? December 17th. Okay, love you guys.